Today, one of the um, things that I'm going to do is to watch a video actually that is assigned for this week. And the video is titled The Chinese Exclusion Act, right? So last week, we discussed some of the push-pull factors of immigration, right? And so from this week on, we are going to try to address some of the issues pertaining to the adaptation of Chinese Americans once they have arrived in California in particular, and also other parts of the country, right? What were some of the sort of challenges and opportunities for the Chinese populations who came to the United States during that time period? In 1882, the Chinese immigrants would be prohibited from coming into the United States, known as the Chinese Exclusion Act, right? So this act was passed in 1882. As we have mentioned, the Chinese populations represented one of the first 49ers who came to California during the gold rush in 1848, 1849 onwards, right? So during the time period between 1848 and 1882, a lot of things have happened, right? To the Chinese people, and also the Chinese people have done a lot of things in California and other states within the United States. And we are going to try to address some of those issues in terms of their adaptation to life in this new world for them, right? So the video is titled The Chinese Exclusion Act. One of the things that I would like for you to do is to write down some of the key words and key concepts and key events that are going to be discussed by the narrators in the movie. So I guess we can begin. Anybody can just sound off any of the topics or themes or events that stood out for you. Go
Was the exclusion, which might seem really obvious, but the entire Chinese American experience was defined by
Yeah.
exclusion from the very beginning.
Yeah.
Taiping Rebellion,
Okay.
Pacific Railway Act.
Pacific Railway Act. Okay.
I would say Governor Bigler.
Bigler.
Yeah, I was just gonna say like the foreign miners tax.
Foreign miners license tax. Okay, go ahead.
California entering the Union as a free state.
Okay, California Union as a free versus Louisiana entering as a slave state. Yeah.
And then the U.S.-Mexico War, and then the Civil War.
Mexican-American War, Civil War. Anything else?
Burlingame.
Burlingame, both treaty and also as a person. Okay.
Ethnic antagonism from white working class miners.
Ethnic antagonism. Yes, very important concept.
The Dred Scott decision.
Oh yes, Dred Scott, 1857. Anything
14th
else?
Amendment.
14th Amendment, my favorite amendment.
White purity and the gold rush.
White purity, gold rush.
It might not be like an actual event, but they were talking about how in 1852 independent mining changed to like company mining.
Yeah, so from individual prospecting to these companies, buying up areas, right? Yeah.
The Opium War.
Oh yeah, Opium Wars.
And I also thought the George Hall.
People v. Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, People versus Hall case of 1854 in the state of California. Okay, very important. Very much related to the 1857 Dred Scott case, which was the US Supreme Court case. People versus Hall was California Supreme Court case. Yeah, the Central Pacific, Union Pacific Railroads, two big railroad companies that were hired to complete the Transcontinental Railroad, right? A lot of stories behind that as well. And so we are going to end for today, and then we're going to try to bring some of these key terms for discussion